Hello there. Yes, you'll notice that I'm starting a little bit early with my live tonight because I'm ready, I'm prepped to go. So here I am. Right, I don't know if any, just got to usually wait for a video feed, but that takes a while. So I'm just going to chat a little bit, and while I'm waiting, see if any of you come on. It's always the tricky bit to see if anybody comes on. No, is anybody in the... Right. Excuse me, bear with me. I'm hoping that I've gone live. Here we go. Yes. Hello. Right, hello there, whoever's there. I can see a few people have joined. Yeah, it always takes a little bit of time getting going. So here we go. Tonight we're going to do these Lovers in the Sunset card. You can see this nice golden button on there. This technique is actually called shadow stamping. That's it. But it's not, yeah, a little bit like shadow stamping anyway. Hello Sharon. And this one is the Sepia watercolour technique, which I showed you on my Instagram and Facebook earlier on in the week. Hey Sandra, how are you? And so yeah, I opted to go for the sepia one as opposed to the yellow toned one that I did. They're actually both the same technique, just different colours, and I'll tell you what colours I used for that one afterwards in case you want to know. So, but yeah, we're going to go for this one. But to start off with, we're going for the sunset ones. Are probably slightly easier. There's not much in it really, to be honest. So there we go. We're going to crack on. So we're going to do the sunset first, which is just a case of using our ink pads, and we're using Misty Moonlight, Melon Mambo, and So Saffron. Starting with So Saffron. Now I just want to show you my sponges. These are the sponges. I ordered some in the end, and you get 3 in a pack for £3.75. So not too bad. But what I do, you can see, I cut them into 4. So yeah, just get them out of the packet and just cut them into 4 with just ordinary pair of scissors. And then obviously you go a lot further. And you can wash them out if you want, or what a lot of people do, which I don't because I can't be bothered. A lot of people they use that as to pinch it with a finger, and they put a little bit of paper on here and label it with a colour. But being as we've got something like 45, nearly 50 colours, if you want to do that for all of your colours, you'd need quite a few sponges. I generally don't, I just wash them out, so that's just me. Right, so to begin with, we're going to start with the yellow, or So Saffron. We're literally just going to do our usual blending. And this is going to come out quite strong because I actually did ink this up yesterday. So Saffron. So here we go. Don't forget to start off the page a little bit, and then you don't get such a blob. The table's going to shake, isn't it? So off the page. You can use circular motions if you like, which I usually generally tell you to do, but my table will start to rock a lot when I do that. So not quite a third with the yellow. You don't want too much of the yellow, although you're going to be covering some of it up with the black as well. So maybe we will go up nearly a third. I'll keep it out because we'll need to blend it. So using the Melon Mambo, get the right sponge, and again off the page a little bit, and just in you go. But yeah, normally I would tell you to use circular motions, but because we're going straight across, you can kind of blend it in a little bit and bring it so it's not quite such a straight line if you want to. Yeah, see, I've gone back to circles now. Yeah, doing circles definitely makes it less stripy, so it's kind of up to you what type of look you want to go for. Just use a mixture of the two and you'll get there. So, and I've kept the yellow because what you can do is just come back with the yellow and just try and blend it a little bit so you haven't got such an obvious line. That's it, happy with that. So that one can go away. And then we just come in with the Misty Moonlight. I do have to admit you get a little bit messy doing this, so I've got a wet cloth to my side. When I'm actually doing it in my craft room, I often go and wash my hands at the tap when I get really messy. That's a little bit difficult to do when you're doing a Facebook Live. So, in with the blue. Circular motions again, we can go straight across. Doesn't really matter. You just want to build the colour up. Nice blue sky. Maybe not. That's it. And I'll blend over with the pink again, I mean not the melon mambo, just to get rid of the harsh line. You can see the messy hat that it's difficult not to. You can wear gloves if you like, but I never get on with gloves. I have to be honest. So just a case of keeping your hands clean, really. So back in with the melon mambo. That's a bit better than the last. It's not quite so in stripes. It's a little bit more variegated. It's quite nice. That's kind of what you're looking for. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Right, so we can get rid of all of the sponges. I don't think I need them anymore. And right, what we are going to do, and right, we want to create some raindrop speckles. Now, ideally, so I've got one of our new water brushes here, which I'll just explain to you. They come in a pack of 3. They're called water painters, and they're cheaper than our other ones used to be. And you've got a thick one, a medium-sized one, if you can see that. See, I hold it under the colours, and then a very fine one. I'll probably be using all 3 tonight. So you just fill them at the tap through the reservoir. You just unscrew that. But I have to say they're much more controllable than our last one, so I'm very pleased with them. So what we're going to do, oh yeah, I needed that. So I'm going to try and, I don't know if this will work with it. Yeah, you may not be able to see, but what I'm doing is I'm bashing it and the water drops are coming out. And what that will do is I'll get rid of some of the colour basically, and I'll create a nice speckled effect. You can probably see it already. That will do. You may not be able to see actually, I don't know, but I don't know if I can hold it up there. Can you see that is create some little speckled, it's quite subtle, it does add to it. And you can even go in with your Wink of Stella, but because I'm using our shimmery cardstock, I'm not going to bother with that. You could, if it's really wet, you can dry it with a heat gun. I will just give it a quick blast actually. Right, now we're going to do, I think we'll do the lady and the man next. Now to do this, we're going to need a Stampin Rewards. I don't know if you all saw that I did a Top Tips Tuesday video this morning on the Stampin Rewards, because it's a multi-purpose platform that we can use for lots of different things. So I'm going to start giving you some tips and advice on how to use it, or to get the most out of it really. So I won't go into that now, because I say I'm doing videos on that. If you want to see a bit more about it, go to my YouTube channel please and find my Top Tips hashtag number 4, and there'll be a little bit more about it. Magnets are stored on the back, and they are very clingy, so make sure you keep them apart. I did explain this morning on the video. So I'm going to go put that in there. I'll use one magnet there, one up the top, and we need our lady and gentleman, so place them about there. I might be using, oh yeah, that's going to be in the way, so I'm just going to move that one. Or is it that one? No, it's that one. Sometimes the magnets do get in the way a little bit, so we'll see how we get on. Why I'm using the Stampin' Rewards is because you'll see when I go, because I'm using Memento, even if I use stays on, it'd be the same. You don't get a very bold black image, and you really want a nice black silhouette, so Stampin' Rewards really helps with that, because you can keep stamping with it. You can go down as many times as you like in the correct place. It'll make sense in a minute when I do it, hopefully. So yeah, it's very hard to get a bold image on these straight away, whatever ink you use. So we go in once, nice firm press down, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, but you should, it's not very black yet, not very bold, but it will be. So we just keep doing it until we're happy. This is where the Stampin' Rewards really is fantastic. It's so helpful if you're doing loads of stamping and you want to create the same design, or if you don't sometimes get the stamp in place, or you get a little bit where it's not stamped, you just do it again. Absolutely ideal for this technique. So nice firm pressure, it's building it slowly, but you just see little speckledy bits. You could go over with a pen, I guess, but unless you went over the whole thing, I think you would see it. Stays on might work a little bit better, and we are using stays on tonight, but I have to be honest, I don't like using it because it does stain my stamps unless you clean them off really quickly. Yeah, it's getting blacker. Just have to be a little bit patient to get a really good image. It's worth it taking your time. Yeah, I think we're good. Do one more and then we'll call it a day. It's better than it was. Here we go. That's it. Right, we still need that, so I'll just give that a quick wipe. Yeah, I'll take it off because I'll need it for the next card as well. So now we're just going to come in with another stamp from a different stamp set, and the stamp set's called Very Versailles, and I'm using it on both cards tonight. It's this lovely vine we're using, and on the next card I'll be using the script as well. So it's a very versatile set, I love it. Right, so we're going to do the black, I say it's a vine, trees, whatever it is, greenery, but it's not going to be greenery, it's going to be black tonight on this. So you'll notice when I use Memento, I generally kind of rub it over and then I tap it on. It's because this is woven, this isn't foam like our other stamp pads are, it behaves slightly different. It looks like it needs re-inking, if I'm honest. I should have done that because that would have helped made it a lot blacker. And then do re-ink it quite a bit. Then again, I do use it a lot, so I'm going to go over the top off the paper a little bit. We can't see it all that well, but yeah, it just creates the silhouette and the image. I think I did re-ink this up last week sometime, I think, or maybe it was the week before. Time does fly. So just down there. That's it. I'll do the base next, then I'm done with the black. It's actually quite a quick card to do, quicker than you think. So now we just want to create something for them to stand on. Obviously you don't want them floating in the air. And so I'm using a post-it note, and you just want to catch, hopefully you can see that, I'll lift it up in a minute. You just want to catch their feet. You could do both of them actually, but then her feet will get lost. So just one of his feet will be on the ground anyway. So yeah, hopefully you can see that. And then we do need another sponge. I'm just going to go in again. Try not to wobble the table. You could use a brayer. You do know I like the brayer, and I haven't done that for a while, but I usually use that. But I thought, well, I've got the sponges here, so that'll do. And yet again, my fingers are filthy. So it comes off quite easily. There we go, and just pull the mask off, and you get a nice straight line. And they look like they're standing. You can probably see that. Alright, now all we've got to do... Hey Laura, how are you? Now all we've got to do is the gold embossing for the vine, whatever you want to call it. Embossing buddy, yes. Shouldn't probably use this because we don't sell it anymore, but I'm pretty sure you can get it elsewhere. It just stops with all the fingerprint marks and the greasy marks picking up the embossing powder. Versamark now. Always use Versamark when we're embossing. I'll scrap a piece of paper. I think the Versamark needs inking again as well. That's a little bit dry. Squidge plenty on. There we go. You don't want it over the top of the black, obviously, so it doesn't matter about lining it up. And I think we'll do both at the same time. And voila. And I know what's happened. The black memento, oh, this might be interesting. Black memento is still wet, but what I will do is I will get a brush. You could leave it, but then they'd have a gold shimmer all over them, which might be quite nice, but it's not the look we're going for, so I'm going to brush it off. Sometimes you get that in crafting, happy accidents. You discover these things by accident and they work. But not tonight, I'm not going to try it, so I'll just get a paintbrush. You probably can't see it, but yeah, you may be able to. It's picked up the gold. So I'm just going to brush that off. And just put it on the floor for speed, which is a bit naughty, but normally I would put it back in the pot or on the scrap paper. Right, so we need that again. Put that over there. So now it's just a case of getting our embossing gun, and I've done my brush. I can just see I've still got a little bit more. So despite using the embossing buddy, it still did it. Don't burn your dinner, Laura. Been there, done that, haven't we? Oh dear, I remember that evening. But thank you. Right, here we go. Hi Diane, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while. As you can see, it's embossing, it's fine. Yeah, not too bad. Right, now just to finish it off, we're going to go with our chalk marker and just put some raindrops in. So this will actually probably dry a little bit lighter than it does when it first goes on. You just want the appearance of rain on the umbrella. Just splashing off really, because it's chucking it down. And even some on the floor. Yeah, don't want to overdo it. I think that'll be it. Thank you, Sharon. I have to say, it was a semi case. I did case, yeah, the sunset scene I cased off somebody, but the extra bit is on mine. So just mixing it up a little bit. I just love the colours that somebody did of this cut. So I did similar colours to her, not exactly the same, but yeah, I did get my inspiration from somebody else, I cannot lie. I'm just using our new Stampin' Seal that I treated myself to because I do love it. It does make the job very quick and easy. You just press it and run it. So much easier than tape and glue, less messy than glue, although as you know I do love my glue. Oh, there's a magnet there, but I'll leave that there. So just mounting it up on the layers now. Oh, I know what I haven't done. Oh, nearly did it. Hopefully I've cut these correct. I did feel as though it needed a white background, just as a white mount. I'm not convinced I've cut it to the right. No, I haven't, have I? And I haven't put my cutter up. Oh, so that's clever. Right. No, I'm going to have to just go on the pink then, which is going to change it a little bit. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately cut them too. So don't do what I'm doing. I would preferably put a white layer in between, because I think it just makes it stand out and pop. And at least I'll be able to show you the difference between one that hasn't got it and one that has got it. I think you'll agree that it makes quite a bit of difference. I'll mount it on here and show you. Yeah, I do think when you've actually coloured a whole background in and there's no white cardstock showing, I always think it's nice to mount it on some white and whisper white. It really does make it pop then. But it's not getting that tonight because I messed the layers up, but never mind. Right, here we go. So apart from the sentiment, we're never there, but you can see the difference. Don't know if my camera's moved, sorry, I keep doing that. Right, so I'm sure you can see the difference. Which do you prefer? I know which I prefer. I definitely prefer the one with the white mount, but neither's wrong. So, oh, I know. Oh, I don't know, that's the inside of the card. Hey, anyway, right, white cardstock. I'm just going to do a sentiment and fussy cut it out. A big block. So yeah, quite a quick card to do though. So I'm doing it on the shimmery white to match what I did the stamping on and blending. I don't know if I need that anymore. I did actually try it with a white piece of cardstock right across the bottom, and I can show you that now. And that actually looked quite nice as well. I thought that was quite nice. If I hold it in view. But then I decided to fussy cut it out. So just to show you, there's two options you can do. You can either have it right across the bottom and cut it off before you stick it down, and then have them stand on the sentiment. You just don't have the black bottom. So that's your choice, up to you, whichever you prefer. Yeah, I've only actually just treated myself to it, Laura, and so I haven't used it much, but I do have some plans for it. I just do love these backgrounds at the moment, these coloured backgrounds. And I'm thinking, because I haven't actually bought the dies to go with it, but I'm thinking this would go very nice with the little girl on the swing. I don't know, I don't have to dress now, but I'm just going to show you. For anyway, rather than buying the dies, which are lovely, there's a big huge tree that cuts out, which say I haven't got, but I'm thinking if I'd put that on a card, then she could be swinging, I could be using that. So I may not have to buy the dies. We'll see though. I do like the dies, but we can't have everything, can we? Can't we want, well, but yeah, I do like these silhouette stamps. I actually came across a very old creation of yours, Laura. I was looking for wheelbarrow stamps, and because obviously I've got the new wheelbarrow one that's in the new catalogue, which I can't show anybody the new catalogue yet, and I shall be using the stamps soon. That's released to the general public on August the 3rd, I believe it is. But anyway, I digress. So I was just looking for some inspiration, really. So I put in wheelbarrow Stampin' Up, and one of your creations came up, funnily enough. So I don't know if you know how long ago that was. It was before my time, I know. I can't remember the name of it though. There we are. Not cut out quite as nice as the other one, but that will have to be. So I think we need mini dimensionals for this because they're quite tiny. And I should use my new pokey tool, not the old one. So Laura, yes, I'd love to see some of your work, Laura. I know I keep saying that. Oh, that's going to be a bit tight. Need to be right. I'm not gonna. I will. I'll leave it off. Right. Here we go. Voila. Yeah. Definitely prefer that one. Just me personally, I do, but others may prefer the other way. Who knows? So that's that done. Now for the sepia one. Just working out if I've got everything out. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to tell you the colours that I've used, although I'll obviously put them on my blog as well. So for this one, it's basically soft suede is the background, the wash, and then early espresso for the vine leaf, but I think I stamped it off. I'm pretty sure I did. Even though it's a distinctive stamp as well, so it's quite light anyway, but I'm sure I stamped it off. The sunflower, because you're colouring it in with the soft suede ink, which is what I've done, you have to use stays on. Oh, I can. It may be me, Laura. Maybe my sound's not as good as it should be, and even though I've got a microphone, let me turn it up. I don't know if that'll make a difference. Right, I'll try and speak a little bit louder. So yeah, the sunflower's done in stays on, because we're colouring it in with ink, and if we use Memento, it would just be a mess. So, but everything else is just our ordinary inks. So that's what it says, and soft suede and early espresso in the middle. And you can see the white tips are created by using bleach, would you believe? Just not ordinary household bleach. And this one I've used, can't remember, it's the washed background. Oh, I'll just rip that. Is Bumblebee, our new Bumblebee, and Pumpkin Pie, so it's a bit of yellow and orange for the wash. Stays on for the sunflower, and then I've used all the same colours to colour it in with, and a bit of terracotta tile and early espresso in the middle. Terracotta tile stamped off for the vine, and a little bit of blending in with the Bumblebee over the white embossing. But yeah, same technique that I'm now going to show you, just different colours basically. So that's unusual for post-it notes to rip the back, rip the cardstock, but it did, but hey ho. Right, so a crack on. I have actually got one that I done earlier because I've got actually one. This was done on watercolour paper, but I'm actually going to use the shimmery white because there's not much different. Well, this one's, I don't know if you can tell the difference. Yeah, you can actually. So this is watercolour paper, and this is the shimmery white, but I prefer shimmery, so I'm going to go with that tonight. But neither's wrong. You can use whichever you like. Yeah, mine's on maximum volume. My laptop sounds not very good, and but I've got a microphone, but I've tried it with and without the microphone, and it doesn't seem to make much difference. I don't know why. So, gonna show you how to do a wash, but I'm pretty sure you all know how to do a wash by now. But if you don't, I'm gonna be a bit naughty. I'm using the lid, and I should really use the re-inker. And what I can do also, it's a good idea to wet your cardstock beforehand as well. So I'm just going to wet it with our mister, spray mister. Just gets it nice and wet. Is anybody else having trouble with the sound, or can you hear me? I know when I watch it back sometimes, unless it's on my phone, but on my laptop it's terrible. So we're just gonna. So I would rather know, because if it isn't very good, I do need to address it and get it sorted. So any feedback would be good, thank you. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit more ink. You don't want this completely, you want this a little bit patchy, if you can. A little bit darker in some areas. It will dry lighter anyway. I am very quiet, am I, Nancy? Oh, okay. Right, I'll try and speak up a little bit. Thank you. I need to sort that then, because that's not good. Didn't realise you were there, Nancy. I didn't see you come on, but thank you. I'm not sure why the microphone doesn't really work. Actually, I don't think it's on there. I don't know where that's gone then. Right, I'll sort that. Right. Oh, okay, Sandra, I didn't see you either. Hello. Thank you, though. I guess sometimes I do know that if you listen to a lot of Facebook Lives through headphones, it makes a hell of a difference. I always get it so much louder through headphones. Our ordinary laptops, and my daughter's advised me, they just don't have the capacity unless you've got an Apple and a Mac. They don't seem to have the capacity for good sound. That's what I've been told, so I don't know. I'm just going to put the lid back on that to protect it. Right, lid back on there. So yeah, you can see I've done that one, but I'm actually not going to use that because it's quite wet. Rather than sitting here drying it with the embossing thing, heat gun rather, sorry, I'm just going to put it to the side and use one that I did earlier. Voila, like that. So we're going to go in with, no, I think we'll do the background first. Oh yeah, I didn't mention, I don't know if you can see the script in the background either. I think I did that in Crumb Cake, nice and light. Make sure I get it the right way up. It's quite easy to tell. I'm not sure if I did it. Yeah, I'll just Just go in that corner. Oh yeah, that's quite dark. Doesn't matter though. No, I think I'll leave it at that. Put that over there. Then next we'll do the sunflower, which has got to be done on, I have to do this on the Stampin' Rewards purely because I haven't got a stamp block big enough, which is another good thing. If you haven't got all the acrylic blocks, which can be a little bit pricey for the outlay of all of them, especially some of the big ones, but you don't need the big ones if you've got the Stampin' Rewards, so it can save you some money in the long run really. So I'm going to put that in the corner. I believe my dog's trying to get in now. She don't want to miss out on anything, bless her. So I need that, leaf, and we'll have Let's Celebrate You. You can see on my stamp I've got a, because I feel this is the bottom of it, I've got a T and also to match it up with the die, because it comes with dies, die cuts. So I'm going to put that on there. Just going to put the magnets back on. Yeah, so I have to wear headphones a lot because usually I'm watching video. I'm not a great telly lover. Sometimes watch films, but my hubby, he likes watching films, so, and if I'm not interested in it, I'll just put a tutorial on or something on and I'll listen through my headphones. So right, we need Stays On. So yeah, Stays On is a solvent ink pad, whereas the other ones are water based, obviously wash off. This doesn't wash off, but it is what it says, Stays On. You can stamp on glass, plastic, it says ceramic, laminated paper, coated paper, leather. I've never tried it on all of those. I have done it on acetate and it works. I think I might have done it on glass a long while ago. But what you need a special cleaner to do it straight away after, otherwise it will send. So we're pretty sure we sell the Stays On cleaner as well. We should do if we sell the ink pad. So you'll see I have to clean it straight away afterwards before it stains mine. Not that it's a problem if it stains your stamps, but I just prefer it not to. And it smells of marzipan. Oof. Oh, God, that's strong. Yeah, it's got that almond smell about it, so it may be a little bit off-putting for some people. So, but anyway, same old procedure. Smooth it on. But yeah, the reason why we're using it is because we want it to stay there and we don't want it to be moved by the water when we add the water. And it's good because if we don't get it all in first time, we can go again with using the Stampin' Rewards. I'm actually quite happy with that, but I'll go down again just in case. When you use watercolour paper, because it's very textured, sometimes you have to go again because it's, unless you want a light effect, because obviously the texture of the paper just doesn't, sometimes the image doesn't always come out very well. But yeah, totally happy with that. Make sure it comes with a cover as well. See, I get all messy. Make sure you cover it, then it won't dry out. And you get a refill for it as well to top it up. So, but what I will do, you'll see this get quite messy now. So just go in. It's got a sponge top. So just rub it all over. I guess that's not melting it, but doing something to it, breaking it down. And then just get your wet cloth. I don't know how long it would clean it. I never like to risk it. I'd like to clean it straight away. And at least I can show you what to do as well, so you're getting all them little cracks. Well, it's good as new again, so pretty much. I can leave it in there actually. And I'm going to move those magnets back on there. So if anybody didn't hear me and wants to know a little bit more about the Stampin' Rewards, I did a video this morning on my top tips. and I'm going to be doing some more in the future just to explain a little bit more of what it can do and show you some more things that you can do with it. So keep an eye out for those. What have we got left to do? So we've got to do the branch or the vine. I don't think I cleaned this from the Versamark actually, looking at it. Yeah, I love marzipan, Nancy, but that was a bit of a shock when I opened that. I was like, whoa, it smells like marzipan. But yeah, I do love it. But I know some people will find it quite offensive, so I'm just warning you that if you don't like marzipan, it can be a little bit off-putting. But yeah, good reason to buy it. Smelling the marzipan in my book anyway. I think I'm pretty sure I used early espresso. I'm just going to try and see what this looks like. Yeah, that's pretty dark. I don't really want it that dark, so I'm going to try it stamped off. Yeah, that's better. And down the bottom. Lovely. I do love collage style cards where you build it up layer upon layer. I know some people don't, but I do. And this very Versailles set lends itself perfectly to that. Right, we're getting there. I think. Yeah, we could. No, we'll leave the embossing for a while. Right, I'm going to colour it in now with the soft suede. This might take a little while. So using a finish brush. Don't forget we've got a medium sized one, and so I keep knocking that camera. I think I'll go with a fine one. Yeah. Let's see how we get on. Thank you, Julie. Sorry, I can't see people's comments when it goes off the screen. I don't know why mine doesn't scroll, but thank you for joining me anyway. But yeah, you're welcome to watch the replay afterwards. So we're just going to go in with soft suede. As usual, I probably won't take quite as much time as I would if I was in my own craft room, but you kind of get the gist. So the thing that really brings it to life, you'll see, is when you add the bleach. And if you haven't done bleaching technique, it can be a little bit scary, and obviously you have to be careful because of, you know, well, bleach basically, you don't want to spill it or anything. So, but I would thoroughly recommend having a go. It's quite fun, especially when you see what it does. So yeah, these new brushes, you've got a lot more control with the water. Sorry, I keep remembering I'm trying to speak up a little bit. Very easy to control the water flow. Yeah, I'm doing this quite quickly. You can take your time. But yeah, at the moment it looks a little bit flat, I'm sure you'll agree. Well, I think it does. But once you add that, once you see that and you start adding the bleach, you can see how much it lifts it, and the white embossing obviously. Really does make a difference. Oh, a bit too much water there, and I didn't bring up any tissue today. Yeah, sometimes when I watercolour, I can take forever. I want to be really precise and get it really, well, really accurate, but I'm pretty sure you don't always want to watch me do that. It's pulled a little bit there, so. Oh, how lovely, Nancy. Oh, I remember Jean. Yeah, I think she ordered a pair of scissors from me. Is that the lady who lost her dogs? Or one of her dogs? Can't remember. I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Jean, who, if she lives in Heacham or lives with you, near you. I don't quite know what's going on with my colouring tonight. It's going a little bit patchy, but we'll be able to hide it with the bleach, don't worry. Oh, that's my excuse. I'll get around it somehow. But you can see having that background kind of colours your sunflower in already. It's just a case of highlighting and lowlighting some certain areas really. But yeah, but oh gosh, that's my dog coming barging through the door. Come in, Daisy, making me jump. So yeah, by all means try it with different colours. I want to try it with different colours. As I did it with the yellowy colours yesterday. She's gone there. Aunt Pet's for me, bless him. I think that will do. So what you can do to get some different tones, shouldn't use it, and you can just go out a bit, but bear in mind I am going to be bleaching the ends, or where you think the sun would shine, hit the tips. Right, excuse me, I'm just going to shut the door. I think Simon's come to get her now, knowing that she's being a pain. Yeah, hopefully you get the general idea. Also, I think the wow thing is gonna, in a minute. Yeah, we'll go for it. We'll get the bleach on. So I should dry that out, but I'm not tipping it upside down, so all is good. So so I've just decanted a little bit of normal household bleach into a cup, plastic cup, and you need a nylon brush. Just a nylon, as fine as you can get really. Actually, that's probably a bit finer, but no, I'll go with that one. It's got a nicer tip on it. So no water, just straight bleach and a little. I really should have bought some tissue, but I'll have to use my cloth. A little goes a long way, and you just want, yeah, a little really does go a long way. So, and as soon as it hits the card, it will bleach it. Well, not straight away, but you'll see wherever you go, it will bleach it. So hopefully you can see as I put that down, that starts to go. You just want the lightest of touches really. Just on those tips. Hope you can see what I'm doing because it's a bit difficult to do it and hold it up. So just trying to keep it light. But I don't know about you, but I always think it's a little bit of a wow. Sorry, I have to turn it around, otherwise I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, you're probably better with a finer brush than what I've got. Tip is a little bit chronic on this one. But yeah, this is called a bleaching technique, and so there are other ways, other things you can do a bleach. So, well, yeah, just different kind of like this. You can emboss the flower and then bleach it. That's quite a nice effect. It does dawn, but just be, yeah, it's just one of those things you just have to be very careful not to spill it on your clothes, or make sure you wear old clothes if you do. And if you've got any pets like cats that get up, make sure obviously, and children. I don't think I need to tell you that, but you never know. Apparently, yeah, somebody was using bleach and their cat was sniffing around it, which I didn't realise cats would like the smell of bleach, but I don't actually have cats, so just dogs. Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit wow, isn't it, Julie? So the key is just being quite light with it without going OTT with the bleach. But hopefully you can see how much it lifts it. I guess you could get the similar effect with a white gel pen, but I don't know. There's just something about this technique that just is different from either the chalk pen or a white gel pen. It's just, I don't know. It just works. Well, I guess because it's bleaching the colour out. I'll show you, Sandra. I actually did this sunflower on our Misty Moonlight on the blue. I showed it on our open day, but yeah, I'll buzz you a picture of that. And it kind on the blue, it kind of does. I think it went purple. So yeah, it doesn't obviously go white like this does. I think this is going white because it's white underneath. So you're kind of bleaching the colour out. But yeah, all dependent. You can get lots of different effects depending on the base coloured cardstock that you use. So that's another good idea. Thank you, Sandra. Just to try different coloured base cards, not just white. I don't know what I forgot. I haven't done the centre of the flower yet, but I was getting too excited to use the bleach. That's my excuse. I do love it. It is quite wow. Almost as wow as embossing. It's probably a little bit more wow than it. I do love embossing. Yeah, right. I think I'm worried if I go too much with it. It'll be too overkill. Right, so we need to go back to doing the middle. I'm just going to move that in case I manage to tip it. So we're going with a thicker brush slightly. No, not that thick. This is excellent for doing the washes with, the thick one, but not ideal for colouring in. Oh, a bit more. So I'm just going to put a bit too much water on there. Yeah, I should take a little bit more time doing this, especially around the base of the flower, but there we go. Should have done that first because then that could have been drying, because as you can probably tell from the other one, I applied some bleach on this as well. But what I'll do is I'll come back to that after I've done the white embossing, so you're not waiting around. And I think that'll do, because I like the fact that's lighter and darker up there. So yes, it's just the white. Oh, and you can see what I've done there, which actually adds a little bit of interest. I've splashed some bleach, so that's why I said be careful. But that's quite nice. You could do that with the splatter technique that I showed you on the other card. If you're very, very careful and protect your area, you could do some splatter bleach, and that would be really quite nice, I think. But we won't do that because I will get in a mess. Right. So just need a block. Oh no, there's something. Is that Celebrate? Oh, you've got to have Celebrate Sunflowers, Laura. It's my favourite set at the moment. well, you know me, I'm a bit obsessed with sunflowers, just a little bit. And my first, I don't know if you saw on my Facebook feed, my first sunflower of my whole crop came out today, so that was really exciting. My Annecy sunflowers. So yeah, that made my day. Embossing buddy. So yeah, just waiting for the others to come out now. Just going to go in with the. So you can see there's quite a few techniques going on in this card. Which isn't a bad thing. It's a good one to just to get creative and enjoy, really, have fun. Hi Elaine, how are you? Alright. Chuck that in the bin. I think we're finished with it. So just heat embossing. Oh no, I haven't finished with it because I've got to do, I might as well do that while I've got it out. Let's celebrate you. There it is. No. I can't find what I've done with the cinnamon. I got it out. Did I put it back? No. Oh well. I'll turn up when I finish. Right, we'll use Thanks a Bunch instead. I love this font in this set. It's got Let's Celebrate You and Thanks a Bunch, and the other two as well. Look, so it's really quite nice. I'm not quite sure what I've done with it, but hopefully it'll turn up. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. I think I'm losing the plot today. Oh dear. Oh well. Right, here we go. I'm going. That gets all the embossing done out of the way. That quick wash, quick wipe. And yeah, that. So excuse the noise for 5 minutes. Oh, look what I've done. I've got done it again. You'll see that. I just spotted it. So yeah, yet again the powder, because that was wet, powder has stuck to it. But as I say, it might have created a nice effect, but I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, I don't need to heat that. I've done that. So just going to clean my work desk. It's full of embossing. Excuse me. Right, that's better. Right, what you can do, I didn't do on the other card, but I did do on the yellow one. You can get a dauber or a sponge, if I can find one, and you can probably just with crumb cake or light colour, you can sponge over the leaves a little bit, just just to make them pop a little bit more. If crumb cake doesn't work, you could go in with a soft suede maybe, but well, yeah, I don't think crumb cake's going to show up. Well, it does make it pop a little bit more. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. So you can darken the edges a little bit. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. You can see it a little bit. Look, it just darkens it a little bit. Depends on whether you want it subtle or a little bit bolder. I'm quite happy with that. I think that's enough for me. Oh my gosh, I've got messy hands. We're nearly there though. So, oh yeah, a little bit more bleaching to do with the correct brush. So back to this. And obviously because of, I don't know if it's made of a lot of spots in the middle. So rather than just doing a harsh line, just kind of dot it around. You can see it's got a pinky colour. Oh, yeah, and it just bleaches it. But that's what it does on coloured cardstock. It doesn't sometimes bleach the whole, depending on how dark the cardstock is. It doesn't bleach the whole colour out. But it can create a nice effect. But I think I'll leave that at that. So, just got to cut that out. I've just got to mount it up now. It's easy as that. So yeah, I could have done this with a white border around the edge. That would look nice. I didn't do it on the original cards, so. I do like using my layers. Everything's off the screen again. Wait, I think it's me moving. There we go. Another layer. Let's see, insert, which again I haven't done. Might finish them off tomorrow. And I've just seen that card's a little bit buried at the top, so you can just get a bone folder and smooth that down. There we go. So apart from the sentiment, we're nearly there. Very similar. So I hope you all have a go at doing this, because it is a little bit, it's not that challenging, but it's a little bit exciting, I think, using the bleach. Just be very careful, obviously. Just have some fun with it. Or I've done this on early espresso, just in case you can't tell, to match the brown. I didn't want to do it on black. I always feel black's a little bit harsh sometimes, so that's why I kept it to brown. Even though we've used stays on for the sunflower, you don't know that too much, that it's black against the brown. So I do apologise if people are asking me anything, because I'm not paying attention to all the comments. I will go back afterwards though, if anybody has any questions or anything they want to ask me. And this will be uploaded to YouTube hopefully by tomorrow, so it will be there for the future, or on my business page. And any details will be on my blog, hopefully again tomorrow, at Thursday at the latest, all being well. Because I had a week off last week and I'm struggling to get back in the swing of things a little bit. I'm playing a little bit of catch up, but that's good. Oh, that was tight. So yeah, again using mini dimensionals because it's quite small. Excuse me. Obviously, if you haven't got the sunflower set, any big flower would work. If you've got the peony one, or if you've got magnolia one from last, it's still in the catalogue, but it was new in the catalogue last year. Any biggish flower I think would work, or just a bunch of flowers maybe. It doesn't have to be a flower. Maybe no, you can use other things. Have a go with other things. I personally like the flower, but it doesn't have to be restricted to flowers at all. Oh wow, Laura, that sounds lovely. I'd love to see that. I'll have to find out from you if you've got a page to follow actually. I haven't put them on very well, those dimensionals, you can see them. I'm just going to come down a little bit, I think. Try and hide those dimensionals. I don't like them poking out. Yeah. So, there we go. So it's those. So then we've got the yellowy orange version, which I have to admit I really do love. But I like the sepia as well. I couldn't make up my mind which one to do. Oh, peony set arrived. Lovely. Oh, it looked lovely with this peony. I'm pretty sure it would work with a peony. I'm not sure. I haven't got that one. So, and there we go. So, yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed all that. And I'd love to see anything that you make. If you have a go at doing it and you make any cards, please, I would love to see them. I'm looking for my mouse now. And if, all right, here we go. Hey, oh, that's not good, is it? You can see my camera. There we go. Oh, that's because I was trying to have that bit closer this evening. Right, there we go. So yeah, if you do make any, thank you, Nancy. Much appreciated. Yeah, have a go. It's fun. So yeah, and share what you make. You can share it on my business page if you like, or you can just private message me if you don't want to share it on my business page. I'm sure people would appreciate it though. But yeah, feel free. I'd love to see them. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that, and I will see you next week. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Complete mystery to me. But any ideas? If anybody's got anything they want me to share or show them, please buzz me a message, or just, yeah, I'm always open to suggestions. So thank you very much. I'm going to love you and leave you and say good night. So thank you. Bye.